that fine? We'll probably have him back a little bit later. I could just hear some of these Holy the Thou sisters saying they're patting their feet. Isn't that terrible? First time a lady heard me preach in one of these downtown high steeple, few people type Sunday morning crowds. I never will forget what she said. She said, your kind of preaching went out of date with the covered wagon. I said, well, you should have been on it, trying to encourage her and let us see. She said, I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to call some of my circle friends. It should have been squares, but she says, hey, we're going to go home and pray for you. I said, you go ahead, sister, because I need the prayer, and it sounds like you need the practice. And that way we'll all get blessed. I don't know if anybody ever got that kind of idea that when you get Christianity, it dries you up. A lot of people think when you get happy in the Lord, you're supposed to look like you're the next step to the grave. That's the reason I tell no wonder the young people of the day would rather follow the Beatles than the church members. The Beatles look like they're going somewhere, and the average church member looks like he's sorry he's been. And that's about the picture.
Amen.
And the Bible says, happy is the man that knows the Lord. Now listen to me closely. Jesus said, I came that you might have what? Life. Say that word. Life. And have it how? More abundantly. Man, you don't have to flip pills or ride a needle and pop bottles to have life. Isn't it amazing? See, now, there's a can on the billboards that say, where there's so-and-so, there's life. Oh, you don't know that's true. Follow a few cans home, and you'll see the finished product instead of the finest product. I guess the most non-hypocritical alcoholic advertising on the road today is Smirnoff vodka. You know what Smirnoff's slogan is? It'll leave you breathless. It will. It'll flat kill you, but that's the picture of it today. Nowadays people think you got to be on something to enjoy life. I met a fellow the other day, and he was leading his Persian cat down the street. These are the kinds, you don't know whether they missed or misses or mistakes. And I was talking to him, and he was just fixing to burn his draft card. I said, man, save your matches. You're 4F already. It's amazing nowadays what people will do to get a little attention. But the greatest attention a person can have this side of heaven is to know who you are and where you're going. Well, right now we're going to have an unusual treat for you. We're going to let you hear a young lady sing a gospel hymn that I'm sure you'll remember this for a long time, and I know she will. And if someone will be helping the star of this particular nightclub, the act that follows this one, I appreciate Jim Perry's statement in the state's item says, Bob Harrington's new act. Well, I work for the greatest producer and director that's ever organized a play, and we've never had any flops, and every one of you one day is going to see my producer and director, and I hope you'll go on to heaven instead of the other place. People say, well, I don't believe in the other place. Well, that won't change the temperature 1 degree. But it's amazing how you meet so many people. You could say there's no cancer, but you still might have it. We used to not believe in hurricanes in New Orleans, but they do now. Isn't that amazing? People do now. I tell you, Hurricane Betsy destroyed a lot around New Orleans, but it was a blessing in disguise because the people in the French Quarter found out there was another Lord besides Calvert's. It's amazing. And that wind, when that wind got to blowing about 130 and 140 miles an hour, there's a bartender up the street here. He's a real dedicated Christian. He goes to Mass every time he's sober, and he has this tremendous crucifix that he wears around the neck. And it kind of works with his religion a bit there. And when that wind got to blowing about 130, 140 miles an hour, this boy's real religious. He has a tattoo of the cross on his arm, and he has love on one hand and hate on another. Real spiritual. And this particular guy, I never will forget when the wind got to blowing a little strong, and he got it going around 130. I saw this bartender come running toward my office, and I noticed he had something in his hand, and it was his crucifix, and he hollered, preacher, how you work this thing? How you work this thing? Brother, let me tell you, when it comes to this thing of death, you'd never meet a tough man. Because when folks start dying, they start praying. And I always tell people this, if the Lord's good enough for you when you're dying, you ought to try him when you're living. He won't hurt you one bit. Right now, the star of the show that follows ours is a young lady by the name of Patty White. Ex-school teacher turned stripper, and we're praying that she will add to that. Ex-school teacher turned stripper, then saint. Right now, Patty White will sing as Ronnie Cole accompanies her on the piano. And Patty, why don't you come over and sing from here? I believe they can hear you a little bit better, and Ronnie can accompany you there. Patty White, the star of this particular show. Let's give her a hand.